How's it going, everybody? This is Chris with Back to Basic Lands coming at you with the mountains of Ixalan. This is pretty exciting for me. This is the fourth video in my series here, and I just really like the way it's coming along. I'm going to be talking about one more set. I still got the forests up after this, and I would love your feedback on the entire playlist. Just love to hear what you think. So this time we're going to start off with the Christine Choi Mountain. Really like this guy. One of my favorite things in two of these mountains, there's actually kind of a contrast between another land in each of these artists' cycle. With this mountain, there's a really cool contrast with the Christine Choi Island. And if I bring them up side by side, you'll see that it almost looks like the view that's happening from the mountain card is a different perspective of the same area that the island is painted from at a different time of day. So in the island card, it looks a whole lot more like you are looking off into a sunrise and the day is just starting and they're going out for exploration. But then you look at the mountain card, it looks like a sunset is going on in the background. And not only that, it looks like you are up above the river where the ship is going through. Like, it looks like that pirate ship could be going through the same river that is in the mountain card at the bottom of the center of the card. And I just think that that's a really cool contrast between the big, bright island and the darker, more subdued, but still beautiful mountain. I love the colors. I love how evocative it is of red in that feel. And just an all-around beautiful piece of artwork. Number 2 is the all-important Jace Mountain land. One thing that I think is pretty interesting, I've been listening to the Unforgotten Realms audio version of the lore for Magic the Gathering, and I guess I'm trying to figure out how this mountain plays into the Jace alone story, just because the way that Useless Island is described. And you'll understand what I mean by that if you read or listen to the lore. I don't see where a giant mountain like that plays into that island. So if Jace is on a mountain like this, it seems to me like it would be something that would happen later on during his time on Ixalan after he's done being alone. But the land itself is still beautiful. One thing I really like is that the mountain or stone at the left-hand side almost looks like a raptor head, kind of playing off that dinosaur feel of Ixalan. Just a really cool land, and I still like that Jace is something that you can only see his back. You don't see his face. That kind of lost feeling, and he looks so tiny in the midst of those mountains. Number 3, we've got our Raoul Fatale land. This one, to me, again, having listened to the lore, really feels like it belongs to the Sun Empire. And I think that does go along with the way this card reads, with the sun just beaming through and giving a very interesting lighting perspective. That on the left side of the card, we've got a very bright sunbeams going through the mist, and on the right side of the card, there's dark mist and deep in shadow, and the contrast in this card is just really beautiful, and I really, really like it. Last but not least, we have our Minyan land, and this one, like the Christine Choi land, has kind of a counterpart in another land in the cycle, and for that, it's the plains. And the way that I read these cards, it really looks like you could be standing on top of one of the mountains in the mountain card, and looking down over the plane as it appears on the planes card. I just think that's a really cool perspective, and tying those two lands together with that artistic prowess is just really interesting to me. Makes me want to build a Boros deck, but let's be honest, I probably won't do that because Boros isn't really my colors. But I just think the art is really cool. Again, that kind of understated, obvious brushstroke in this mountain, giving a really nice feel to it, and giving that bright feel of Ixalan that we've all grown to love. Just really like these lands. So, again, these are the Mountains of Ixalan. Really cool flavor. I would say that even though I don't play a lot of red, that these, as far as flavor goes, are some of the best wins for the lands. I like the feel of them, and the art portrays something completely different than the other lands that I've looked at thus far. Really great job. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help me out. And we will see you next time. Thanks, guys.